so excited to chat with you today about your upcoming special, Dragging the Classics, the Brady Bunch. What can you tease about what we're going to see? It's quite an iconic mashup.
Yeah, well, we're basically doing the original episode, and this is an episode where Jan struggles with standing out and finding the best way to express herself. And as a drag queen, I'm well aware sometimes you just need a wig for people to notice you, and that's what happens in this episode with Jan. And she finds out that actually people like her without the wig. It has nothing to do with all the fanfare. So it's a lovely little lesson that she learns, and it was a privilege and an honor to get to work with the real Bradys, which was an added bonus, to be honest. And it's just a great story. And I think that it resonates with a lot of gay people because I think we've all been Jan Brady. We're all looking for our identity. We were usually the middle child. And I thought it was a great story, and it's perfect for Pride Month.
Can you tell us a bit about who you're going to be playing and why you thought this would be such a fun thing to be a part of?
Oh, well, I'm playing Carol Brady. It's against type for me because I'm not usually the kind motherly type. But I was excited to be asked. It was one of those things where normally I would be an Alice type of person. But Carol, I have to say, growing up was my favorite character. I couldn't relate to the children, but I just loved the glamour of Florence Henderson as Carol. So it was an honor to get to play that role and also to have that iconic hairdo. She had some great hair.
And were you a big fan of the original Brady Bunch? And what was it like working with those cast members?
Oh my God, of course. I don't think anybody if someone says they're not a Brady fan, they're a liar. I loved it as a child. I loved, just seeing the life, and I wanted the clothes, and I wanted the home, and I wanted that to be my parents. And to get to work with the original Bradys was, like I said, a true treat. They were beyond generous and kind performers. And the fact that, it's been 50 years, I believe, since the show, the fact that they're still a part of it, cultural icons, and they couldn't have been more gracious and kind, which was really the bonus to all of it.
What was it like for you reuniting with some of the other Drag Race stars like Shay?
Oh, well, what's so crazy is that a lot of people assume that we're all in one tight circle, but we're all different seasons, so we don't get to see many people. We don't get to see each other that often. So with something like this, it's great, but I had not met Candy Muse before, so this was an opportunity for us to connect. Sonique and I had been friends for years, so it was just a fun project to kind of bring everybody together. We had 5 days, 3 days of rehearsal, 2 days of filming, so a lot of cackling, catching up, and giggling went on. Yeah, none of it that can be used. None of it can be used at all. We had a good time.
I love hearing about those kind of behind the scenes moments. Are there any other classic franchises or shows that you think would be fun to do a Drag Race mashup with?
Sure. I think, Bewitched would be amazing. I think, an episode of Love Boat would be...
That's so funny you say that. I have Bewitched in my notes of ones that I was hoping you would say.
Yes, Bewitched is one of Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, the Jeffersons. I mean, there's so many things, so many iconic shows that I loved growing up that I would love to play. Yeah, without a doubt.
And I have to say, you're one of my favorite Drag Race winners. And fans probably want to know, have you been watching the new season of All Stars?
Actually, I have not. It just started, which was crazy pants. It just started and I have not caught up. I'm in New York right now, so I didn't realize it was airing tonight. I know that a lot of the queens are here promoting. So that's basically what's going on. So I have to catch up. I'm a little late.
Are there any of the queens that you would be rooting for?
Oh God, yeah. Well, I know all of them. So like Trinity K. Bonet, I love. Ginger Minge, I love. Sonique, I love. So I'm just happy. Oh, dog entering. I'm just happy that they all get this amazing opportunity. Come on, Drag Race is a huge and amazing platform. So I'm rooting for all of them, truthfully.
We're finally coming out of this pandemic, it seems like, and getting back to more of like a normal life. What are you looking forward to about most for performing in front of live audiences again? Because I feel like there's nothing that can compare to a live performance.
Right. No, I'm just excited to reconnect with people. It's been quite a long time. And I usually travel and tour extensively. So it definitely was this cultural reset that kind of happened. And I think it's going to help us in many ways. I think that it's this new energy that's around and alive right now. So I'm excited to get out there and see new people, get on the road and make people laugh. So I start up a new tour in September and I'll be doing all of America and it's like 40 something cities. So I'm just excited to reconnect with the people,
I was actually next just about to mention your Unsanitized Tour. What can you tease about what fans are going to get to see when you're on stage and out on the road?
Well, we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, 2020, a lot happened. So I called it unsanitized for many reasons, mainly because, you know, we're in a sanitizing world, but also to let people know it's not for the lighthearted. You know, my personality is pretty rough, and we've got a lot we can talk about over the past year that we can all commiserate and express and enjoy, you know? So I'm just ready to get back out there and laugh. I mean, that's the main thing.
What are some of your favorite things about touring and getting to connect with the audience members? I know sometimes there's like meet and greets and that type of thing. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, meet and greet. I mean, meet and greet is a huge part of my show. I do, you know, 150 people to 200 people a night that I get to meet, and I get to connect with them, and we take photos. And I enjoy interacting with people, and a lot of my show is improv. So what's great about the meet and greets is that usually those people that come to the meet and greet are usually the first 20 rows of the audience. So I kind of feel like I know them and they're on my side, whether the other 2,000 are with me or not. But I do have that core group of people. So yeah, it's just the reconnecting and getting to know about people, because we live in this social media world where you don't really get to interact with people. So it's like putting names with faces, and getting to meet them in person is always a treat. And I enjoy that. I mean, I get to work globally, which is wild. So yeah, that's truly the best part.
And looking back at the pandemic, I feel like one of the biggest takeaways is just that the arts will always persevere no matter what the circumstances are. What was your personal takeaway looking back at how all of these kind of shows and stuff had to really pivot in a way that we've never seen before?
Well, I think escapism, you know, we were dealing with some dark times, you know, we needed entertainment. I think everybody probably watched everything on Netflix. Everybody revisited whatever was available. And I think it got us through some dark days. And I do feel that, as I said, with the cultural reset, that it's going to be this new renaissance. I think people are now inspired. There's great energy. I'm in New York this week, and you can just feel it around. So I'm hoping that more things blossom, and I hope that more people have opportunities to express themselves and share their stories. You know, we need it. We need it out there.
And besides
2020 was rough.
It truly was a wild time that we never could have seen coming. Besides your tour, what else are you looking forward to next? Like, do you have any other fun projects in the works?
Yeah, well, I'm currently doing a podcast that comes out every Thursday, the Bianca Del Rio podcast, which is obviously something new that I didn't expect to experience, but the pandemic allowed me to get to do this other medium, which I had never expected. And so I get to interview lots of people, which is always a treat. I'm also going to be joining, I performed once in this musical called Everybody's Talking About Jamie in the UK, in the West End. And I did it about 2 years ago, and now I will be rejoining the cast in the UK for the tour. So after my Unsanitized Tour, I will be going back into the musical and, you know, just staying afloat. I'm just happy to get to be back working again. I'm happy to be around people and audiences. So that's what's keeping me busy currently, the podcast, the new tour, and getting back to the musical. Yeah.
I love it. And speaking of the podcast, who are some of your dream guests that you'd love to interview on there?
Oh God, Queen Elizabeth. I need Queen Elizabeth or Dolly Parton. Those two are the top of my list. Yes, without a doubt, those two. But I've been very lucky. You know, I've got to chat with some friends, and I got to chat with some amazing people that I respect. You know, Vanessa Williams was absolutely lovely. Alan Cumming is a doll and someone I can call a friend. So he was great to interview. But the wish list is quite long. But I have to say, Queen Elizabeth, Dolly Parton, right up there.
Do you have any fun upcoming episodes that you can tease?
Well, they asked me not to because I've recorded a lot of them, but yes, there is going to be one that's going to be a killer, I think in 2 weeks. Yes. That's all I can say.
Okay. Lips are sealed. I'll just have to tune in and listen to that.
Yes.
Final question, jumping back to Dragging the Classics. How would you describe this crossover in 3 words?
Amazing, cultural, and fun, I would say. I mean, we both, the Bradys and Drag Race, have super fanatic fans. So I think the mesh of it, the mixing of it is actually going to be a great treat. And we had discussed this on set. I mean, you got to remember the Bradys have been around for 50 years, which is insane to think about, but it's such a part of our cultural life. And drag is easing up there, you know? I mean, drag has kind of become mainstream, it's everywhere, which is amazing to experience. So I think the mesh of them together is just super wild. I think it's going to be the crossover that people didn't expect, but they finally need.
I was going to say, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of random. But then I was like, it actually makes a lot of sense, I feel like.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me, and congrats on everything.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your day.